Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. What do you think is the true essence of attraction? What is it that women find magnetic, irresistible, something they can't quite put into words but undeniably feel? Emotional independence is a powerful form of attraction because it radiates self-assurance and strength that others can't help but notice. When a person is emotionally independent, they are not reliant on others for validation or approval. Instead, they understand their own worth and draw confidence from within. This is not just about being self-sufficient in the material sense, but emotionally resilient, capable of managing one's emotions, reactions, and mental state without being swayed by external influences. For women, this kind of emotional independence is incredibly attractive because it shows that a man has the ability to handle himself in any situation without being overwhelmed or emotionally volatile. It signals maturity and self-control, qualities that are essential in any relationship. The appeal of emotional independence lies in the fact that it creates stability. A person who is emotionally independent doesn't easily get caught up in the drama or the ups and downs of life. Instead, they remain centered even when life throws challenges their way. This is especially compelling because it creates a sense of security and reliability for those around them. Women in particular value this stability because it provides a sense of safety, knowing that their partner will not crumble under pressure or look to them to constantly fill their emotional needs. There's a deep sense of comfort that comes with being around someone who doesn't need to be coddled or constantly reassured. In relationships, this emotional independence also contributes to healthier dynamics. It allows for both partners to have space and individuality without feeling smothered or overwhelmed. A man who is emotionally independent doesn't rely on his partner to fulfill every emotional need. This freedom within the relationship fosters mutual respect and a stronger bond. There's no pressure to constantly perform or to be something you're not. Instead, both people can focus on growing as individuals while still nurturing their connection with each other. This creates a more balanced and less dependent relationship where both people feel valued for who they are as individuals, not just in relation to each other. Moreover, emotional independence reflects a deeper understanding of one's own emotions. A man who is emotionally independent doesn't shy away from his feelings, but instead he processes them internally with clarity and understanding. This is particularly attractive because it shows maturity and emotional intelligence. Rather than projecting his insecurities, fears, or frustrations onto others, he's able to handle them on his own, which in turn makes him more grounded and trustworthy. Women are attracted to this level of emotional awareness because it suggests that the person has a healthy relationship with their own emotional state and doesn't need to constantly lean on others for support. Another element of emotional independence is the ability to remain calm and composed in situations that might cause others to panic or become emotional. This ability to remain grounded in the face of adversity is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates inner strength and the capacity to handle life's challenges with grace. A person who remains calm under pressure is someone others can rely on. And this kind of emotional resilience is a quality that's highly sought after. It's not about being unaffected or numb to life's difficulties, but rather having the emotional fortitude to face them without becoming overwhelmed or reactive. Lastly, emotional independence creates an air of mystery and intrigue. When someone doesn't constantly seek external validation or approval, they appear more enigmatic. There's a sense of self-assuredness that doesn't require constant affirmation. This sense of mystery draws people in because they want to know more about this person who seems so comfortable in their own skin. It's this confident detachment from the need for external validation that makes someone appear more self-sufficient and intriguing. Women in particular are drawn to this mysterious aura because it speaks to a sense of depth and complexity that they want to explore. Being emotionally independent doesn't mean shutting others out or being distant. It's about having the emotional resilience to navigate life's challenges on your own terms while still being open to connection and vulnerability. This emotional strength and self-sufficiency create an incredibly attractive presence, one that draws people in because it signals confidence, maturity, and an unwavering sense of self. Detaching doesn't mean being cold, but standing firm in your own identity. Emotional detachment is often misunderstood, especially in a world where people are conditioned to seek constant connection and validation. However, true detachment is not about shutting others out or avoiding emotional involvement. Instead, it's about cultivating the ability to remain grounded in your own sense of self without being overly influenced or swayed by external forces or the opinions of others. A person who can detach in this way is not a cold, distant individual, but someone who maintains their emotional autonomy, no matter the circumstances. When you detach emotionally, you're not abandoning your feelings or your capacity for love and connection. You're simply choosing not to allow your emotions to control you or dictate your reactions. This kind of emotional freedom enables you to approach situations with a clear mind and a balanced perspective. You become less reactive to the ups and downs of life because you are rooted in a deep sense of who you are, rather than relying on external validation or the approval of others. In relationships, this kind of detachment allows you to engage with others in a healthier way without becoming overly enmeshed in their emotional states or losing your sense of self in the process. A key part of this emotional detachment is the ability to respond rather than react. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to be caught up in emotional triggers, to react impulsively when things don't go our way, or when we feel misunderstood or disrespected. But when you detach from these knee-jerk reactions, you gain control over your emotional responses. Instead of being swept away by your initial feelings, you are able to pause, reflect, and then decide how you want to engage with the situation. This thoughtful approach not only helps you maintain your emotional balance, but also enhances the way you communicate and relate to others. It shows that you are not ruled by your emotions, but rather have mastery over them. This emotional detachment is also about understanding that your worth is not dependent on the approval or reactions of others. Many people seek validation through their relationships, constantly looking for affirmation or reassurance from others. When you are able to detach from this need, you become more self-sufficient and emotionally secure. You know that your value comes from within, not from what others think of you. This creates a sense of peace and confidence that is very attractive because it signals to others that you are not desperate for attention or approval. You are whole and complete on your own, and that self-assurance radiates outward, drawing people to you. The act of detaching allows you to focus more on your own values, goals, and purpose. When you stop constantly looking outside yourself for approval or guidance, you can turn inward and reconnect with your core beliefs and desires. This alignment with your true self creates a sense of authenticity that others find magnetic. It's no longer about trying to please others or fit into a mold of what others expect you to be. Instead, it's about standing strong in your identity and letting others see you for who you truly are. This authentic confidence is incredibly attractive because it speaks to a deep sense of self-respect and emotional maturity. Detaching also allows for healthier boundaries, both with yourself and with others. In relationships, it's easy to become enmeshed with the other person, losing your individuality in the process. When you detach emotionally, you're able to maintain your personal boundaries while still being emotionally available and supportive. This is not about distancing yourself emotionally or becoming distant from those you care about. It's about recognizing that you can still be involved without losing yourself in the process. Healthy emotional boundaries create space for both partners to grow and thrive, rather than becoming overly dependent on each other for emotional fulfillment. The beauty of emotional detachment is that it enables you to have a deeper connection with others because you are no longer seeking to control or manipulate the relationship to meet your needs. You are able to engage from a place of mutual respect and understanding rather than fear, insecurity, or the need for validation. This creates more balanced, fulfilling relationships because both individuals are able to show up as their true selves, free from emotional manipulation or hidden agendas. At its core, detachment is not about being emotionally unavailable or detached from life. It's about creating emotional space so that you can engage with others from a place of strength and stability, rather than desperation or neediness. It allows you to stand firm in your own identity, to connect with others in a healthier way, and to navigate life with greater clarity and purpose. Far from being cold or distant, emotional detachment is a sign of emotional maturity and strength, and it's a quality that others, particularly women, find irresistibly attractive. Women are drawn to men who are not emotionally dependent on others for validation. This quality is deeply magnetic because it signals to them that the man is secure, self-assured, and capable of standing on his own regardless of external circumstances. In today's world, many individuals, both men and women, look for external approval and validation to feel valued or worthy. They seek validation through social media from their peers or even within their relationships. However, the man who is emotionally independent doesn't need that external validation to know his worth. This independence is attractive because it shows a level of maturity and self-respect that is hard to ignore. An emotionally independent man does not define his value based on others' opinions of him. He understands that his worth comes from within, not from the constant need for others to tell him he's good enough or successful enough. This self-assuredness is powerful because it suggests that the person is not only emotionally resilient but also emotionally healthy. Rather than relying on external factors to dictate how he feels about himself, he is anchored in his own understanding of his value. This allows him to approach relationships and life in general with a calm confidence. He doesn't need validation because he already recognizes his own potential, his strengths, and his worth. In relationships, emotional dependence can often lead to insecurity or unhealthy dynamics. A person who constantly seeks validation from their partner may become clingy or overly attached, which can create pressure and dissatisfaction in the relationship. Conversely, an emotionally independent man doesn't put this pressure on his partner. He is able to maintain his own emotional balance and self-worth without relying on the other person for affirmation. This creates a healthier dynamic, where both partners can thrive individually while still enjoying a strong, fulfilling connection. The woman is not responsible for constantly affirming his worth or making him feel secure. Instead, the emotional independence he carries helps create a space of mutual respect, where both partners can freely express themselves without fear of rejection or inadequacy. Furthermore, emotional independence allows a man to make decisions based on his values rather than being influenced by the opinions of others. He doesn't need external validation to know whether he's on the right path or whether his actions are justified. This self-reliance breeds confidence because it's rooted in a deep understanding of what truly matters to him. Women are attracted to men who have a clear sense of purpose and direction, and emotional independence is often of this. It suggests that the man is not easily swayed or manipulated, but instead he has the strength to make decisions that align with his core beliefs regardless of external pressure. This independence also extends to how the man interacts with the people around him. He is not looking for constant approval or reinforcement from others. He doesn't need others to constantly tell him he's doing the right thing or that his achievements are worthy of praise. Instead, he is able to quietly enjoy his success, knowing that his value does not depend on others' recognition. This self-sufficiency is not arrogance, but rather a quiet strength. Women find this type of emotional maturity highly attractive because it suggests that the man has a deep understanding of himself and does not need to prove anything to anyone. Additionally, emotionally independent men tend to be less controlling in relationships. They are not motivated by fear of losing their partner or needing constant reassurance. They understand that relationships are not about possession or dependency, but about mutual respect and growth. They are comfortable in their own skin and secure in who they are. And because of this, they do not attempt to control or manipulate others. They are able to let go of the need for validation and instead focus on building a healthy, balanced connection where both partners can thrive. An emotionally independent man also has the capacity to deal with life's challenges with resilience and composure. When faced with difficulties, he does not rely on others to fix things for him or to provide him with the emotional support he needs to cope. He is able to handle his emotions and navigate obstacles in a mature and balanced way. This resilience is highly attractive because it suggests a sense of strength that doesn't crumble under pressure or difficulty. Women admire this ability to handle life's challenges with grace and composure because it shows that the man has a strong inner foundation that doesn't waver when faced with adversity. Emotional independence, in essence, is the cornerstone of a healthy, balanced, and fulfilling life. It allows a person to engage in relationships from a place of self-assurance and emotional stability, and it is precisely these qualities that make an emotionally independent man so attractive. His strength, resilience, and self-sufficiency create a sense of security and confidence that women find deeply compelling. Instead of relying on others to tell him he's enough, he already knows it, and that knowledge makes him magnetic. True confidence comes from being unapologetically yourself. This form of confidence doesn't stem from needing validation, impressing others, or conforming to societal expectations. It's about being authentic, standing firm in who you are, and embracing your individuality without fear of judgment. When you are confident in your own identity, you no longer seek approval from external sources to affirm your value. Instead, you trust yourself and your instincts, and you carry yourself with a quiet assurance that doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. This kind of confidence is incredibly attractive because it signals to others that you are secure in your own skin and that you are not dependent on the approval of others to feel worthy or validated. When someone is unapologetically themselves, they exude a sense of freedom that is magnetic. They are not bound by the constraints of trying to fit into a mold or live up to someone else's expectations. This freedom allows them to live authentically, to express themselves without fear of rejection, and to pursue their own path without constantly second-guessing themselves. Women, in particular, are drawn to this because it signals that the man is not trying to be someone he's not. He is not playing games or pretending to be something he's not in order to impress or win approval. Instead, he is simply being himself. And that raw authenticity is incredibly appealing. There's something refreshing about someone who is so comfortable in their own skin that they don't feel the need to hide behind a facade. Moreover, unapologetic confidence creates a sense of emotional security. When you are confident in who you are less likely to be shaken by the opinions or judgments of others. This emotional stability makes you more resilient in the face of challenges, setbacks, or criticism. Rather than crumbling under pressure or seeking reassurance from others, you mother adversity with calm and composure, knowing that your self-worth is not contingent on the external factors around you. This kind of emotional stability creates a sense of trust and reliability, and it makes people, particularly women, feel safe and secure in your presence. They know that you are not easily rattled or moved by fleeting opinions or circumstances. This confidence also leads to a greater sense of self-respect. When you're unapologetically yourself, you honor your values, beliefs, and desires, regardless of whether they align with what others expect or desire from you. You are able to maintain your integrity and stand firm in your truth, even when faced with pressure to conform. This respect for yourself is incredibly attractive because it shows that you are a person of character who will not compromise your values to please others. Women are naturally drawn to men who have a strong sense of self-respect because it signals that they will also respect and honor others in the same way. In relationships, this kind of confidence fosters a sense of equality and mutual respect. A man who is unapologetically himself is not trying to manipulate or control others to meet his needs or fulfill his desires. Instead, he approaches relationships from a place of emotional independence and self-assurance, which creates a healthier dynamic. He does not need to be constantly reassured or validated by his partner. He simply shows up as he is with an open heart and mind, ready to connect on a deep, authentic level. This creates space for both partners to be themselves without the pressure of living up to each other's expectations or trying to meet unrealistic standards. The relationship becomes a partnership of equals, where both people can grow and thrive individually while still nurturing their bond together. Unapologetic confidence also allows you to take risks and embrace challenges without fear of failure or rejection. When you're confident in yourself, you are not afraid to step outside your comfort zone, try new things, or pursue your dreams. This sense of courage and fearlessness is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates that you are not afraid to take action and move forward, regardless of the obstacles in your way. You trust your abilities and have the self-belief necessary to overcome setbacks and keep pushing toward your goals. This relentless drive and determination inspire others to take risks and pursue their own dreams with the same level of confidence. Confidence, when rooted in authenticity, also promotes a sense of freedom. When you no longer feel the need to conform to others' expectations or to seek approval, you free yourself from the burden of constantly trying to measure up. This sense of liberation allows you to live life on your own terms, pursuing what truly matters to you without worrying about how others perceive you. Women are drawn to this kind of freedom because it suggests that the man is comfortable in his own life, living with purpose and passion, and not letting external pressures dictate his choices or path. Being unapologetically yourself is about embracing who you are, flaws and all, without the need to hide or change in order to fit in. This kind of confidence is magnetic because it signals strength, integrity, and emotional security. It's a form of confidence that doesn't need to shout or seek attention. It simply exists in the way you carry yourself and interact with the world around you. Women are drawn to this authenticity because it represents a deeper kind of strength, one that is grounded in self-respect and emotional maturity. And that is the type of confidence that is truly irresistible. Detaching creates a magnetic presence by focusing on what truly matters to you. When you emotionally detach from the constant need for external approval, you free yourself from distractions that might otherwise dilute your sense of purpose and identity. This kind of detachment doesn't mean withdrawing from the world or becoming indifferent. Rather, it means shifting your focus inward, allowing you to concentrate on your goals, values, and passions. When you are fully aligned with what truly matters to you, it radiates from within, drawing people to you. This magnetic presence is born from clarity, emotional strength, and a deep sense of self-awareness. When you detach emotionally, you stop being dependent on the validation or opinions of others. Rather than looking for constant reassurance from external sources, you center yourself on what you know is right for you. This internal focus not only empowers you, but also makes you more attractive to others because you are no longer consumed by the need for outside approval. Instead, you are more centered, grounded, and self-assured. People are naturally drawn to those who are clear about who they are, what they want, and where they are going. This clarity exudes confidence and strength, creating an aura of magnetism that others want to be around. Emotional detachment allows you to be more present in the moment. When you stop obsessing over what others think or constantly seeking their approval, you're able to engage with life on a deeper level. You become more focused, more mindful of the people and experiences around you, and more engaged in your own personal growth. This presence is incredibly attractive because it shows that you are not distracted by the noise of external expectations. Instead, you are grounded in the here and now, paying attention to what truly matters. When you focus on being present and engaged, you naturally draw people to you because they sense that you are fully invested in the moment and in the connection you share with them. Focusing on what truly matters to you also gives you the freedom to pursue your passions and goals without hesitation or fear of judgment. When you detach from the need for external validation, you open yourself up to greater possibilities and experiences. You no longer worry about how others will perceive your actions, and this lack of fear allows you to take bold steps toward what you want in life. This courage and willingness to take risks is magnetic because it signals to others that you are living life on your own terms with confidence and purpose. People are drawn to those who are unafraid to follow their passions and pursue their dreams with relentless determination. This sense of purpose and drive not only fuels your own growth, but also attracts others who admire and respect that level of focus and ambition. Another aspect of emotional detachment that creates a magnetic presence is the ability to set healthy boundaries. When you are detached from the need to please others, you become more capable of maintaining your boundaries, which are essential for preserving your energy and emotional well-being. Healthy boundaries allow you to prioritize what is truly important to you without being swayed by the demands or expectations of others. This ability to maintain boundaries is incredibly attractive because it shows that you are in control of your own life and decisions. People are drawn to those who are assertive enough to protect their time, energy, and emotional space, and who don't allow themselves to be constantly pulled in different directions by the needs of others. By detaching from external validation, you also open yourself up to deeper self-awareness. When you no longer rely on others to define your worth, you gain a clearer understanding of your own desires, values, and priorities. This self-awareness is magnetic because it makes you more authentic and aligned with your true self. People are drawn to those who know who they are and are not afraid to express that truth. When you are fully aligned with your inner self, it shows in everything you do, your actions, your words, and your energy. This alignment creates a presence that is both powerful and alluring because it emanates from a place of deep self-assurance and authenticity. Emotional detachment fosters a sense of emotional freedom that is incredibly attractive. When you no longer feel burdened by the need to please others or seek constant approval, you are free to express yourself openly and without fear of judgment. This emotional freedom allows you to connect with others on a deeper level because you are no longer holding back or pretending to be someone you're not. People are naturally drawn to those who can be themselves without fear or hesitation. This openness and authenticity create an emotional connection that is both powerful and magnetic because it invites others to be vulnerable and true to themselves as well. Ultimately, detaching emotionally from the need for external validation creates a powerful magnetic presence that draws people to you. When you focus on what truly matters to you, you radiate a confidence and clarity that is impossible to ignore. This inner strength and self-assurance make you more attractive because they signal to others that you are emotionally independent, grounded, and aligned with your true self. The magnetic energy you exude comes from a deep sense of purpose, self-awareness, and emotional freedom, qualities that naturally attract others who are drawn to your authenticity and strength. When you detach emotionally, you open up a space for others to engage with you on a deeper, more authentic level. This form of detachment is not about withdrawing or shutting people out. Rather, it is about creating room for genuine, meaningful connections that are not based on dependency or the need for constant validation. Emotional detachment helps you stay true to yourself, which allows others to do the same. When you stop seeking external approval or validation, you are more able to engage with others in a way that fosters respect, understanding, and mutual growth. You aren't relying on the relationship to define you or fill a void. Instead, you're present and open to the connection for what it is, allowing it to grow naturally. This emotional space that detachment creates is also one of independence. Rather than needing others to constantly reassure you or confirm your worth, you develop a deep sense of self-assurance. This sense of security is incredibly attractive because it shows that you are emotionally stable and self-sufficient. You are not dependent on the opinions or approval of others to feel good about yourself. Instead, you rely on your own internal compass to guide you, which gives you a sense of direction and purpose. When you are emotionally independent, you allow others to be themselves as well without expecting them to fulfill your emotional needs or constantly provide you with validation. This mutual freedom creates a healthier, more balanced dynamic in any relationship. Emotional detachment allows you to communicate more effectively because you are no longer clouded by fear, anxiety, or the need to control the other person's response. When you are emotionally detached, you could approach conversations with a clear mind, allowing you to listen actively and respond thoughtfully. You are not reacting out of insecurity or the fear of being misunderstood, but instead, you are engaged in the conversation with an open and calm mindset. This kind of communication fosters trust and respect because it allows both individuals to express themselves freely without feeling judged or criticized. People are drawn to those who can communicate with clarity and empathy, and emotional detachment enables you to connect with others in this way. Furthermore, detaching emotionally allows you to maintain your personal boundaries without fear of rejection. Boundaries are essential for preserving your emotional well-being, and when you are emotionally detached, you are more likely to set healthy, clear boundaries with others. You are able to say no when necessary and protect your time and energy without feeling guilty. This ability to protect yourself emotionally is attractive because it shows that you have self-respect and know what you are willing to tolerate. People are drawn to those who are firm in their boundaries because it demonstrates strength and emotional maturity. You are not swayed by the opinions or needs of others, but instead, you are clear about what you need in order to feel emotionally healthy and fulfilled. One of the most powerful aspects of emotional detachment is the ability to engage with life and relationships from a place of emotional resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and when you are emotionally detached, you are able to handle these challenges with composure and grace. You are not easily rattled by adversity, and you do not allow negative experiences to define your emotional state. Instead, you are able to maintain a sense of inner peace regardless of what is happening around you. This emotional resilience is incredibly attractive because it shows that you are grounded and able to weather any storm. You are not someone who crumbles under pressure, but someone who remains calm and collected in the face of life's challenges. Emotional detachment also helps you avoid unnecessary drama or emotional turbulence in your relationships. When you are detached, you are less likely to engage in conflict or drama simply for the sake of attention or validation. You don't feel the need to prove yourself, argue to be right, or manipulate situations to get the outcome you desire. Instead, you allow things to unfold naturally without forcing or controlling them. This sense of emotional calm and stability creates a peaceful environment where both people can thrive without the pressure of constant emotional fluctuations. Relationships with individuals who practice emotional detachment are often more harmonious because they are based on mutual respect and understanding rather than emotional drama or manipulation. Being emotionally detached doesn't mean being emotionally unavailable. On the contrary, it allows you to be emotionally available in a healthier, more balanced way. When you detach from the need for validation or approval, you are able to engage with others in a way that is grounded, authentic, and emotionally honest. You are not looking for someone else to fill the gaps in your emotional life, but instead, you are able to show up as your true self, ready to connect with others in a way that is meaningful and genuine. This openness and emotional honesty create deeper, more fulfilling relationships because both parties are able to be their authentic selves without fear of judgment or rejection. In summary, emotional detachment allows you to create a space for authentic connections, healthy boundaries, and emotional resilience. It enables you to approach relationships with a clear mind and a grounded sense of self, making you more attractive to others. This kind of detachment does not involve withdrawing or becoming distant. Rather, it is about engaging with life and others from a place of emotional strength, independence, and clarity. It allows you to maintain your sense of self while still forming meaningful, fulfilling connections with those around you. Emotional detachment is not about withdrawing or becoming indifferent. Rather, it is a powerful tool that fosters genuine connection, personal growth, and self-assurance. By detaching from the need for external validation, you create a strong sense of inner peace, independence, and clarity that makes you more attractive to others. This emotional strength allows you to approach relationships from a place of balance, integrity, and respect, creating a healthier dynamic where both parties can thrive. When you stop seeking validation and instead focus on your own values and goals, you naturally draw others to you. Your confidence, emotional resilience, and authenticity become magnetic, not because you are trying to impress, but because you are simply being true to yourself. Ultimately, emotional detachment leads to deeper, more meaningful relationships and a life lived with purpose, free from the constant need for approval or external affirmation.